Hello and welcome to my little tutorial on how to adjust a pose ball position using AvSitter. Now if the people at AvSitter happen to see my little instructional here, they'll probably cringe because AvSitter was created as a posing system that allows you to get rid of pose balls, and I used it to create pose balls. Such is the way of my world. Everything is backwards. I wear shorts in winter and pants in summer. But yes, I used AvSitter to create pose balls for this pose set, and the reason I did that is that I have found adjusting pose balls to be a major pain in the neck, and it usually entails unlinking pose balls and then adjusting them into different positions in small increments, because you have to have the person get off the ball and then sit, and then get off the ball and then sit. Most of them don't just auto update depending upon where you move the ball. So in order to get around this, using AvSitter, you can sit on the ball, you'll get an adjustment menu, and then you just click on the buttons to adjust your pose to suit your needs. I find this incredibly helpful, especially when it comes to having different people of drastically different sizes. No more do you have a pose that you can't use at all because it doesn't fit everybody. Now you can adjust it to fit it to suit your needs. So, a few people might be a little bit intimidated at first looking at the menu. I have heard some people say that they preferred pose balls the old way just because they like to manually move them, because they just don't quite understand the whole XYZ coordinate system. If you're a builder, then you probably get it. So maybe that's the difference, is that the people who don't get it might be less building inclined. I'm not quite sure, but I will explain it as best as I can. If you see this handy dandy little plywood box over here, I'm going to go into edit mode on it. And when in edit mode, it comes up with these arrows here. These arrows tell you which direction the box is going to move. And they're also corresponding to X, Y, and Z. Everything in the build box, as far as moving, stretching, or rotating, has corresponding arrows and colors. If you go here to position, you'll see that the 2003 refers to how high this box is. If I use the blue arrow and move it up, it goes, well, it's still 2003, but this number is higher here. So that means that the box has moved on that coordinate, which is blue. So blue is Z, which is up and down. Red is X, which is my background. Left and right. And green is Y, which is forward and back. Now that we know that, I'm going to stand and resit on my pose ball, and I get the adjustment menu. Now, pose, there's only one pose, so you don't need to click it. But for some reason, if you want to, feel free to press that button. I'm the kind of person who, presses buttons that they probably shouldn't, so I understand that need. But we are adjusting our pose, so we're going to click the adjustment button, and now you see what's kind of scary. We have X minus, X plus, Y minus, Y plus, Z minus, and Z plus. And these are your different directions. We have a pause button here, which changes when I click it. We have this button over here, which changes how much you're going to adjust. Another argument that I've heard about people preferring manually moving something versus using a menu is that they can't adjust very well for smaller increments, and actually you can. If I leave it as it is right now, pressing one of these buttons will move me 0.05 meters in the direction that I choose. If I click it again, it'll be 0.25 meters. And if I click it again, it's 0.01 meters. So the smaller the number, the less it's going to move you. So obviously the greater the number, the more distance it'll move you. So if I go down to, let's change this back to 0.05, And say I want to move myself up 0.05 meters, then I press Z up, and then move it back, Z down. So Y is forward, Y minus is backward. Got X plus for one direction left, X minus is right, depending upon which direction you're looking at my avatar. From this direction, it fits. Anyway, the position button up here actually allows you to also change it to rotation so that you can adjust the degrees that you're turned. Again, you can adjust 5 degrees, 25 degrees, or 1 degree. So leaving it on 5, I'm going to adjust it on the Z rotation, which again is the up and down axis. So it turns me, think of me being stuck on a pole, and if you turned me left or right on that pole, that would be the Z axis. The Y axis does left and right, or think of it as a horizontal rotation. And then the X is going to rotate me forward and backward. So it's pretty easy to do. Once you have your settings in place for how you want it for that pose, you just click Save, and you'll see in local chat, my window's too far over, but you'll see in local chat it'll say Saved. You can individually adjust each of the positions. This way each pose ball is scripted separately so that each person can be manually adjusted to the right dimensions, to the right height and rotation and everything using their own menu. So that's about it. If you do need to take it back to how it was, if you accidentally messed up, just press default and it goes right back. So it's pretty simple. Yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Again, I am Cyrious.